there. I am just going to walk around and show you a variety of things that I have going on, and I am going to pause in between because I don't want anybody to get nauseous while I swing the camera around. Alright, this is my new light. This is my couch from my old house, and it's wider than our other couch, so I find it more comfortable. Our other couch has reclining seats. This one does not, but I usually sit sideways on this. This is my Sophie, and the only problem was sitting over here. I like it, the cats like it, but there was not enough light ever to really see anything, especially if I was stitching. So I just got a light. All right. Okay, I have not shown you guys this yet. This is my new stand from Ocean Woodworks. It is a portable stand, so it actually fits all in this bag. I have not actually tried taking it apart and putting it back in the bag, but I got it because I'm going to be stitching on my retreat. And possibly I could take it to Mom's house if I'm going to stay there for any length of time. So it was, you can get it with or without the pattern holder, which is here. This pattern holder, I have not tried it with paper patterns, but it does hold my iPad, so which is where my patterns usually are. This is just here to be handy. It doesn't actually light down on my project. I really like the way this was assembled. If you look at this, you see how there's like green dots? In the instructions, you actually get your screws in little baggies. Let me see if I kept all this stuff. So like, there's little baggies with pink dots and white dots, and there's a green dot in here. Green dot. So you get the screws for the green, and then you line up this with, there's a green dot on this piece, and you know that the screws from the green bag and this green dot all approximately line up. It came with the clip, came with the magnet. I actually usually keep my tin on there because it's on the magnet. There's these hooks, which if I have my threads on a ring, I just stick them there. So I actually kept this part so that when I take it traveling, I can take it apart and put it the same way. And then everything is based on wing nuts, but I actually have a little screwdriver that I'm keeping with it as well, because sometimes it's a little easier to hold, to tighten the wing nuts if you also can hold the screw in place on the other end. But it has a variety of holes here, so there was 3 different holes to change the length, and these move, so you can change the width. Move this part right here, you can change the angle of the stand by shifting it. Right now it's caught on the couch, but you can change the angle of the stand. You can change the height of the stand. Okay, moved it out a little bit. Okay, you can change the height of the stand within reason. There's an orange dot here, which lined up with that orange dot. Those wing nuts down there have pink because they came from the pink bag. These feet also move, so you have some ability to move around various chairs and objects. So that is my new stand. I'm still using my Needlework System 4 lap stand as well, but this one's been out, and because it's out and assembled, I've been using it fairly frequently. One additional thing, because I have the pattern thing in here and this is in here right now, I can't change the angle as much. That's because I really have this probably farther down than it should be. I can adjust that. You just loosen up this knob here and this actually comes out or can be adjusted in it. While I'm here, I'll talk about Pumpkin Passport because that's what I was working on last. And this is the start of July. July is Egypt, and I have actually messed up on this. And I'm not going to tell you how I messed up because I'm hoping the next time you see it, you won't be able to tell I messed up. But anyway, this is Egypt, and it's got a girl on a camel. The clue for the next one was a building started in 1632 or something like that. Anyway, I'm fairly certain that it's going to be India and the Taj Mahal based on the gap that's left here and here. I'm pretty sure that's the start of the Taj Mahal overlay. And also because you're going around the world. So we went from London to France, to Holland, to the Swiss Alps, to Greece, to Russia, who's buried under here, to Egypt, to India. I'm thinking, I have no way of knowing this, but I'm thinking the next one will be China. And then maybe Australia, and maybe somewhere in Southern America, and I'm actually wondering if we're going to end with North America and if it'll be something like the Statue of Liberty. Of course, I have no way of knowing this. I'm just trying to like predict how we're going to go around the world and major things. But anyway, this is Egypt started. I also added this bit of banner so I knew where to start. On all of these, the banner was my marking point and then I worked up. And this time the banner is the top, so then I started working down. So, all right. I mentioned that I keep a screwdriver with the stand. So this is actually the screwdriver. I don't know where you would normally get it. We got this from a work event, which is why it has my name on it. But you actually unscrew the top, and there are a variety of tips, and then you stick them in the bottom, and it's slightly magnetic. I mean, you wouldn't want to store it that way, but it's magnetic enough to use it. And it's just, for me and my purposes, it's handy. It was free, and I can use it on the opposite side of the wing nuts. So like I can put the screwdriver here and tighten the wing nut there instead of having the whole item spin around. Since I showed you Pumpkin Passport, I'll show you my other stitching items. This is my Bent Creek stitching sheep. Here's the kit. The colors in real life are more vibrant than what you see on the package. So I have the blanket almost done. Technically some of these little white, some of these are white stitches, some of them are white holes. The white holes actually are supposed to get the same green as in here. And if I had realized it, I actually would have created them as I was doing the middle. I've got the basket, the blue yarn. There's supposed to be a ball of white yarn, which is why there's a scarf being started, a white and blue striped scarf. The squirrel will be here knitting. I haven't started the sheep at all yet. And this was that pin cushion I told you about. And because there's a squirrel here, that's why I'm using my squirrel needle minder, who I think is from Gina's Unique Boutique, but I actually don't know. I'm not very good at keeping track of the needle minders unless I look ahead of time. And then I also started the Lakeside Fantasy stitch along, and these are going to be circles. This is actually the August circle, so I started with the dragonfly, and I figured I would do the 4 motifs that are around the August. That's what I want to get done in July, so I'm ready with this circle for August, and then I'll figure it out from there. But of course, it also gave me an excuse to start with the dragonfly. This one for sure is from Unique Gina's Unique Boutique because I looked it up for somebody. It's just pretty. So there's Dragonfly, and there's a rose. I actually messed up on the rose, but nobody will ever know. And I love how this fabric from Picture This Plus is coming out with the background. So I really like this one. This is the first project in a while where I actually lost myself in the project. Lost track of time. Best friend told me he was on his way home and it was like 11:30. I had no clue. Luckily it was a Friday night and it didn't matter. Alright, while I'm in here, I also have 2 purple hats. These are from Mom. These are for the Click for Babies Purple Hat Drive. Click for Babies is a grassroots movement to raise awareness so that new parents understand that their babies may cry for no reason. I mean, once you do all the basic things you should do when a baby's crying, check them for, change, whether they're sick, whether they're hungry, all that kind of stuff. After that, they may just cry because they're babies and they cry. And rather than getting frustrated and thinking you're doing something wrong, is to teach parents that it's okay. It's a period of time. It will go away. And to raise awareness, they collect hats that are at least 50% purple. And these are 2 that Mom donated. All right, we are back over by my couch, and because I showed you Mom's purple hats, I figured I'd show you mine. I have not started this skein yet. I'm just in anticipation. I have. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done. This one is actually done, but it needs the ends woven in. Plus, it's actually attached to the start of the next one. I didn't have any scissors with me, so 5 totally complete. 6 if you count that one. I'm on the start of the 7th. I have this much yarn left. I do not remember getting 7 hats out of these skeins last time, but that's all right. This is a basic beanie pattern. Basically, you start with a magic circle. Do double, do a double crochet, increase a few increase rounds as stated in the pattern, and then you just crochet straight for the final 5 rounds. So they are all identical. There's a piece of me that likes creativity, but for these, it is easier for me to just have something that is totally mindless. Now, this also means I'm actually ahead of where I thought I needed to be if I was going to try and do 2 a week. But best friend had a couple appointments, and those added some time. Unfortunately, the days he had appointments, I also had conference calls, and my hand actually really hurt from doing conference call crocheting and appointment crocheting all in the same day. So I actually won't be finishing this one until later this weekend, if not next week, just because my hand is still sore from it. And actually right now I probably need to go to the chiropractor again because the joint, it's this joint, is acting a little up again. So all right, many of you know that it was my birthday, so I thought I'd show you some stuff from that. One of my friends gave me a little bear, little patriotic bear. My birthday is 4th of July, so hence the, flags and such. So I like the little flag on his foot, but he's just cute. The pets, Mom's pets, gave me this Zen Dragonflies for colorists. Polly Knits just asked me yesterday or today if I color. And I actually have coloring books. I'm just don't tend to color very often. Although these are small, so I might actually do them. But they kind of look like Zentangles. So, and they're really stiff paper. So I could probably even, I think I could even use marker and not ruin them. So they're really pretty though. All right. And then Tiff got me a couple things. This is just something she found. It is a little needle felted Ewok. So it's a little bit of me for the crafty stuff and a little bit of Eric for the Star Wars stuff. My son's girlfriend gave me a photo. I'm going to take this to work. I hadn't taken it yet because I was waiting until I filmed. And a Starbucks card, and she's planning on making me these. Well, one of these. They are giant butterfly decorations. The wings are made out of ceiling fan blades. I believe the middle is made out of like a stairway spindle, and then this is like a bed knob. So she is looking for pieces, but she gave me a photo so I would know what she was talking about. And then Tiff also gave me a really pretty dragonfly necklace. There's also needles in here, but they were partially because I was talking about not having needles for the beads. And so Mom gave me a couple different sizes. I'm trying to do this one-handed and it doesn't want to let go. If I was smart, I would have taken this out before I started filming. But where would be the excitement and joy of the tour if I did everything ahead of time? All right, it's all knotted up now. She found this at one of the Fiber Frolics. So it's the dragonfly with the ribbon necklace. It's really, really pretty. I'm looking forward to wearing it now that I've filmed it. So I have to pick an outfit for that. And she also got me this, sort of as a fun joke thing. It's a macrame owl to put on your backpack. She saw it at Target. She thought it would be easy and maybe something I could do while my hand was bothering me. So, and I used to do friendship bracelets all the time when I was a kid. So this fits right in there. Okie doke. And the final thing, this actually, well, it came from my son, but I'm fairly certain that Mom had a hand in picking it out. It's a kitty and a dragonfly needlework, but it's actually called Cruel. It is actually printed fabric, and if you notice there's not as much thread, it's because you're basically, from the way the photo looks, kind of using the thread to highlight and accent certain pieces of the picture. So I'm looking forward to that. It is by Madam Needle. So when we were in Nashville watching my son's show choir performance, one of the things we did was we went to the Lego store and I got this set. This is part of their superheroes. This is really from the Marvel Universe, although it's not really tied to any specific movie that's out. But this is Falcon, Black Widow, and she has, we all call them the lightsabers, but they're some sort of electric baton, which I've never seen her have in the movies. And Crossbones, who I don't believe has ever been in the movies, along with the the vehicle. And I had commented that for as many times as I buy Legos for best friend and my son, that nobody ever buys me Legos. So for my birthday, best friend bought me Legos. So this set has Captain America, a Jeep, Bucky or the Winter Soldier, and Black Panther and his plane, or I guess it's a jet. So that's my new set. All right, I'm hoping that you'll be able to hear and see this part, but I wanted to get far enough away. For years, I have had these dolls. They are from Mego, and they are related to the Wizard of Oz. So this is the Tin Man. I have Glinda, Cowardly Lion, Dorothy and Toto, Wicked Witch, and Scarecrow. I also have the Flower Girl. These are the Munchkins, hence Munchkin. The Dancing Girl. And these are covered in dust because they've actually been in the basement at Mom's house. The Mayor and the General. Now, for years, I thought that I must have a different version because on here, if you look, this is the General. He's got fancy pants and everything, and this is the General I have. I actually looked up online. This is the only General, so I don't know where these pictures come from. The only character I didn't have was the Wizard, and eventually one day I actually got a Wizard online so that I had him. He doesn't have a box, but he's new in plastic. While looking, I had come across the fact that there are some additional play pieces. There's a Munchkin Land, which has Dorothy and Aunt Em's house on one side and Munchkin Land stuff on the other. There's also a Wicked Witch Castle. And what I really wanted was my birthday present. This was from Mom. It is Wizard of Oz. It's the Emerald City. I'm gonna try and take it out here. So I now have a second wizard because it came with the Emerald City. Now this has been played with, so it's not mint. And frankly, all the good toys are. All the good toys were played with. We didn't save them to be mint. All right. So there's this carrying case. This is the door where, you know, they can look out and say, "Why, no, you can't see the wizard." I'm trying to see how much you can see. None. All right. I'm sorry you're at a weird angle. So we have the Emerald City here. Now on the inside, there are pieces of the story. So this is the wizard's throne. Here, don't peek behind the curtain because that's where all the wizard stuff is. And because you aren't supposed to know about him, this represents the wizard in his many forms. So he's got different faces on that little turnstile. Oh, there. On this side, there is the wash and brush up where everybody gets cleaned up. Over here, this is for the wizard's, or for the witch's castle. It comes with a really long yellow brick road. One of the magic trees. This is supposed to be the witch's crystal ball. So it's got Aunt Em and the uncle, I can never remember his name, on one side and Dorothy on the other. And if you spin it, it looks like she's with them, but kind of like in a dream sequence. So this is just something, one of those things that you kind of wanted but never thought you would get. When we've looked at them in the past, they've been really expensive, but Mom found this on Etsy. The Etsy seller actually threw in these other toys, which were from, we looked it up. They're from Multi-Toy. So I have the witch too, but she's in the other room. She got glued. So there's all them. Here's Toto in the basket on that one. So the mega ones have never been taken out of the box. So now I have to figure out where I'm going to display all this. But this was my present from Mom, and it has nothing to do with stitching or knitting or crocheting. But I was very excited when I got it for Christmas. And that is everything. So I hope you guys all have, oh, that is not everything. Be back. While I have purple hats in my hand, don't forget that if you want to make purple hats and help us with our purple hat drive, we are also giving away prizes. I myself am giving away 3 $25 gift certificates to the winner's choice of 123 Stitch or Etsy. Of course, we do it because we think it's a good cause, but it's fun to have prizes in the mix. And then, while we are discussing prizes, there are winners for the June Fiber Ewe. Fiber Ewe, to anybody that doesn't know, is just post whatever projects you finish within a month. I don't care when you started them. I barely even care what kind of projects they are. So knitting, spinning, weaving, crochet, cross stitch. I think we've even had a couple quilts and things like that. So the winners are Suzanne, M-I-S-I-M, The Yarn Must Go On, and I don't remember the third one right now. Just a second. I can't believe I forgot the last one. It's Samantha of the Yarn Reader podcast. So you guys can look on the next screen and see what prizes you got. If you won Ravelry, if you won the Ravelry or 123 Stitch, you have to let me know either the patterns you want on Ravelry or your real life email so I can send you a 123 Stitch gift card. Amazon winner, or Etsy winner. Etsy winner, also send me a real life address so I can send you an Etsy gift card. So look on the next screen to find out what you won. But there you go. The yarn goes on. Samantha, who is Samash Williams of the Yarn Reader podcast, and M-I-S-I-M, who is Suzanne. Bye, guys. A while back, I had mentioned that I had kit a few things in these big bags and didn't know what I was going to do with them. And Mom suggested I use pants hangers to hang them. So I actually have more hangers and more kits. I was trying to see which style hanger I liked better, and apparently it doesn't matter a whole lot. Both of these had ratings saying that they weren't so good for slippery stuff. But because this particular Ziploc bag really has a hard plastic edge, they just hold on really well. So I have to hang up the rest of my stuff, but I thought I'd share that with you. Just thought I'd share the mistake I'm slowly ripping out. You see how here there's flags and then a space and then the yellow? Well, I lined up the yellow so I'd have it as a marking point, and then I started the blue. It should not be right next to the yellow. So I am slowly ripping this out now. Whee! At least it rips out very easily on 14 count. All right. Bye.